Coach, just tough weekend on the road, but you got two more regular season games at home. Can you just talk a little bit about these last two games and where the team is looking?
Yeah, tale of two games. It seems like every time we play on a weekend, we have a good moment and a bad moment. In both games, we did some things well. I mean, there's no question we did some things well. Every team does, but I just thought the effort we really did not compete at the level we needed to at Colorado, and I thought that was a game that was winnable for us. We match up well with them, and it's a game that I think if we had it to do over again, we'd all love to take another shot at that. But that's just the nature of it. You get teams that we're not good enough to not move the ball. We're not good enough not to rebound. We're not good enough to overcome bad defense or bad possessions, and we had too many of those. So it was a disappointing loss against Colorado, and I think it gave us, again, time to reflect. And most of the time, our team has really bounced back from, less than good appearances or games. So I thought we played unbelievably hard against Utah. I thought that was a game that was right there in our grasp as well. We had a tough no call, a travel that was in the last 2 minutes of the game when they were up three, and they got a three on the end of that possession that made it six with less than a minute and a half to go, and that was really a game breaker for us that we couldn't quite overcome. So, but possession here or there, you go back and look at the film, and we left a lot of points out there. We leave a lot of possessions where we wish we had been a little bit sharper or better, but effort-wise, it was pretty good. And so that gives us a lot of momentum and a lot of hope. Again, I think our players are smart enough to understand and watch and see us play when we're good, what we have to do to be good. And it is such a fine line for us to have success. We can't afford, you're going to have mistakes. Everybody's going to have those, but effort-wise, we can't afford to give up some of the possessions that we've given up. So I'm encouraged. I think we've come back and had good practices. Obviously, it's two games where we have seniors that are playing their last two games at home. If for no other reason, if you can't think of one reason to play hard and to invest and to give your very best to the team, then something's wrong with you if you don't do that for your seniors. So I'm excited for them that they get to play. I'm excited to be at home. And again, this is a long process of building this program, and we're going to keep doing what we need to do to give ourselves the best chance to build this program the right way. So these are the next two chances, great opponents, but again, great opportunities for us to get ready to play.
You've only had Maria and Swedlin for 1 year. Can you just talk a little bit about what they've meant to the team, especially this year in the transition with you?
Well, I've said it all along, and I having taken over a program, seniors are a unique breed. They're just they're different than anyone else in your program. They probably don't have to buy in. They're 1 foot out the door, and they can either kind of play that way the whole year, or they can try to really dive in and invest. And I've felt great response from these two seniors. Very different personalities. Swede is a really charismatic, strong personality. She wears her emotion right there on her sleeve. You know exactly what she's feeling. We've fought a little bit through her body language because, again, when she's tired in the morning practices, she usually shows it. And those are things that we want to try to get rid of and body language things. But you also get the other side of that, which is her just out of nowhere, her laugh comes and it just fills the room. And like I said, she's very charismatic and has a great relationship with her teammates and is really tried to give and do everything we want her to do. And again, in a situation where, maybe we've asked her to do different things, and that's a hard place to be, a position to be put in. But she's really responded to us, and I've been really grateful for that. Maria, I think, is another one that I think is just, she's a coach's kid. both parents are coaches. She has a great IQ, and she just understands probably changing coaches and different coaches and styles, and probably I'm a little bit like her folks and how I coach, and so she gravitates to that. And again, I just look at Maria, and for her talent level and for who she is, I think she's been a really consistent player, and we've gotten everything we could out of her. But on and off the court, she's been an amazing teammate and an amazing competitor, and like I said, she'll do anything for the team to help the team win.
You got the 2 games this weekend and then the Pac-12 tournament. What are kind of the expectations of how the finish of the season outside of wins and losses? What are you looking for at these at least 3 games, if not more?
Well, again, I think it comes on fast, and I look at the seniors. I mean, everything that we talk to our team about, it's just unfortunate because I don't think we can really quite help the seniors. I mean, they have 3 games left unless we earn more. And this weekend it was 5. We were talking about that. At some point, the realization you're probably not going to make the postseason play, WNIT or obviously the NCAA. And that doesn't affect anybody near as much as it affects the seniors. And so it's just a hard place to be. What we're talking about constantly is, what we have to do to become a better program, what we have to do to become a better player, what we have to do to become a better competitor, to become a better teammate. And quite frankly, I'm not talking to the 2 seniors because, unfortunately, they're almost done. So the hard part for them is just dealing with their emotion and still trying to invest and help this program and leave a footprint and be a leader for the people behind them. So I feel unbelievably not bad, but just it's heartfelt that you feel for them that they're not getting to experience maybe where we're going. And I do believe in where we're going. I believe there's going to be a day when seniors will leave this program and they'll have played in postseason competition and the NCAA tournament and competing for championships. But they're in the early stages of it. So we're still, no matter what we've done all year, wins and losses, this is a process. This is a big picture thing. But right now, this is who we need to be. Right now, this is what separates good teams and bad teams, and let's commit to doing those things. And we're not quite there. Inconsistency has been a big thing for us, or inconsistency, and that's what's, I think, kept us from really achieving a few more wins. But we're going in the right direction. We're teaching the right things, and I'm grateful for the seniors' leadership and buy-in, given that it's kind of coming to an end for them. But everybody else, we just have to put our foot to the gas and understand that what you're learning today, good or bad habits, are either going to make us a better team or not as good team. And right now, I really think we're building habits that I think eventually will help us win games in the future.
Questions on the phone?
Hey, Coach, this is Darryl from Wazoo Nation.
Hi.
Well, I've got a question. How does since you came in, how does your program differ from what was taught in the past?
Well, I don't know that I can totally pinpoint what's different. I mean, people are different. I think approaches are different. Personalities are different. The dynamic of a practice is different. I'm not looking at the previous staff and saying we're better or worse. Systems are different. We're just different. I know for what we want to build on, I think the things that, we want to become a program that is unbelievably fundamental from the ground up. And even in the fundamentals and the discipline of the game, it's just the things that we emphasize. We want to emphasize some of the intangibles, what it means to be a great teammate, what it means to be what it means to be a teammate that prepares for practice the right way, the urgency of competing, the urgency of body language, the urgency of every possession matters. And I don't know that was different from a year ago. I just know, we're really fanatical about some of those things, because again, until we build our roster to get a little bit more, better shooters around players, a little bit more depth at every position, it's hard to just sit here and go, we are running the perfect system or we're running the perfect offense or perfect defense. We're not quite built to withstand some of the teams that we're playing, but the discipline of how we practice and how we compete and how we train, how we think, how we communicate, how we are in the locker room, our body language, our energy level, the respect that you should be showing to your teammates, to your coaches, to your professors, to your academic advisors. Respect the game and what it means to be a great, great competitor. And those are just things that I want to be about. I don't know what it was like before, but I know ultimately when I look at all the great players in that have ever played this game, male, female, I think there are some definite qualities that set them apart. And, those are some of the things that we want to be about and put the standard up at that level and aspire to that. So I'm not sure what was here before. I just know those are some of the bars that we want to set at a pretty high standard.